Our top story, a horrific Islamic terrorist attack in the heart of Paris. Gunmen masked, 3 of them, forcing their way into a French magazine headquarters and murdering 12 individuals, injuring others. They're still at large. The hunt continues. Joining us now to talk about it is Tom Ruskin, who's a former NYPD detective, president of CMP Group Security. Thanks for being with us, Tom.
Thanks for having me.
What's your reaction to this?
Well, it's a horrific incident. I mean, you have people who go to work who don't expect something. Terrorists break in, start shooting people and killing them. And when the police respond, they shot and killed 2 police officers.
Right.
So, you know, it's an incident that could happen anywhere in this world. Unfortunately, it happened this morning in Paris.
Yeah. The fact that they were so heavily armed, they moved so quickly, and they overcame the police presence there.
Right.
What does that tell you about their capabilities?
Well, they were heavily armed, as you alluded to. They were very well trained, it appears. They were carrying Russian-made automatic weapons. So it says that they had some kind of training somewhere, and that's where you'd start the investigation.
Yeah.
Who are these people? Who has claimed responsibility other than when they came in and they said to someone that they represent Al-Qaeda? No one else seems to have yet claimed responsibility.
Right. Huge dragnet underway now for them. These guys are not going to get away, are they?
Well, you would assume not. We don't know what their level of sophistication is. We don't know where they went immediately
what
after.
Their escape plans were.
Right. You would seal off. Unlike the United States, where you really have nowhere to go except state to state to state, other countries you can sort of drive through without border controls.
Sure.
So we don't know what their escape route is. You know, Europe is like the United States. You drive from state to state to state. There you drive from country to country to country. But the dragnet is very heavy and will be very intense looking for these people.
Anytime something like that happens abroad, we think to ourselves here at home, is it going to happen here again? Talk to us a little bit about what, for example, the New York City Police Department might be doing now.
New York City Police Department has a detective assigned in Paris, so they're getting real-time intelligence back to New York, which they're sharing with other departments and other agencies, including the FBI has their people. We have a consulate in Paris, so we're getting real-time intelligence on a government level and a state level. In New York City, we'll beef up the mission to Paris or to France. We'll beef up security at certain strategic locations, and they'll pass the intelligence through.
Are you satisfied with our intelligence capabilities? I mean, what do we have? 18 different federal intelligence agencies, sometimes working at cross purposes and not communicating well with each other.
Right.
What's your feeling about it?
My feeling is it's gotten better. It's still not great. There's still a little bit of agency jealousy from time to time where agencies aren't speaking to each other and aren't sharing. And they're not sharing. It seems at times it's not passing down to state and municipal levels. That has to improve. It's gotten better since 9/11. It's still not great.
What about Americans in Paris? We travel there so often. Parisians come here. What do you fear for Americans in Paris?
I think that the consulate and the State Department will send out a warning to be ever more vigilant. But if we look at this attack this morning, this was an attack on a Parisian establishment.
A magazine that had satired Muhammad and
Correct.
fatwas had been issued
Correct.
and so forth.
Right. So it wasn't targeted on Americans, and it wasn't targeted even on Parisians. It was targeted on someone who had made satires of Muhammad.
Yeah. We have a visa waiver program with France. So in other words, people in France can come to the United States for 90 days without a visa. Do we need to rethink that in light of what has happened now?
No, I think we have to improve the watch list. I think that once we determine what caused this or who caused it and who was responsible for it, we'll tighten up those restrictions. But we know the TSA and Homeland Security watches everyone on every flight coming and leaving this country for anyone who potentially could be a hazard.
Yeah. You know, this attack comes as President Obama is pushing to close down Gitmo, release even more prisoners. Latest statistics from the government show that 30% of those who have been let go have re-engaged in terrorist activities, if not terrorist attacks. Are you concerned that this president may be so interested in his legacy and fulfilling his promise to close Gitmo that he may be jeopardizing American lives.
This was his first day promise. It wasn't just a promise. He did it on walking into the Oval Office. This was his promise. Yes, I do. I am very fearful that we may be letting some people go who could rejoin or potentially target Americans because they've been held in captivity for so many years.
Tom Ruskin, former NYPD detective, president of CMP Group Security. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
And for more on this story, check out our items on foxnews.com. I'm Greg Jarrett. Thanks for watching.